Hey YouTube, I wanted to do a video tonight about everyday carry, what I carry on a daily basis. Today, I have my SIG P365X macro. I always carry a flashlight with me. This is a flashlight that my girl got me off of the internet. It's got like a bunch of LEDs. It's a cheap flashlight, but it works well. It's kind of rubberized. She bought me, I want to say like Ozark Trail, and they all have like a different color, and it works pretty well. As long as, sometimes you got to shake them, and then they work well. So this here is one of these knives from Grindworks out the front, $40. It's got like skateboard tape on it, and it's serrated on one side, apparently. I thought it was serrated here. And I sharpen this knife, so it's pretty sharp. And I like to throw this knife at trees. And it works pretty well. It sticks in a tree pretty well if you throw it right. And also, I wanted to talk about, at one point in time, this is a lanyard for your keys that I actually made this. There was a company out there making these lanyards for your keys, and then they stopped making them. Talon Sai, I guess it is, he made a video about it years ago. So I invented this, where this is an actual lanyard that hooks onto your belt loop, and these are polymer. These are made for like rock climbing. They're really strong. I think they can hold up to like 50 pounds. They're not plastic. They're not going to break easy. So what I did is I bought this nylon cords, and I bought these cord locks, and I bought these clips to go on the end. So what you do here for a double lanyard is you put this in here, boom, you cinch that down, and now you've got, it hooks onto your belt, and then the other end is your keychain, so you can throw it into your back pocket. But then you can just, quickly take it off. And then, if you want, you got this here, cord lock, you put your wrist through it, and you can cinch it up nice and tight. I'm having a hard time doing it on camera, and then you can hook your keys onto the other end. And I made them in like several different colors and several different lengths. And I actually keep my keys that I carry with me, my keys, on one of these hooks with one of these rings. And I've had my keys on this for about 4 years now, and this thing has never failed me. And I hook it onto my belt loop. The belt loop will fail before this will. But anyhow, what I wanted to talk about tonight is I went to buy a new gun. I've got the SIG P365X macro, but I wanted to get one of the new SIG P365X macro tac ops. So I went to my local gun store today at 3 o'clock. I got there about 3 o'clock, and they close at 5. And I didn't know that. I thought they closed at 7, but they close at 5 on Saturdays. But no big deal, right? So I go in there, I fill out, I tell them I want one. SIG P365X macro tac ops, which is the same gun. It doesn't have the compensator. They bring the sights out here. They put one of these, what do you call this, beveled edge over here. Boom, so you can get the magazines in there easier. And they give you 4 17-round mags instead of 2. So I told them, they wanted $749 for the gun, plus tax, obviously. And I said, I'll take one. Go get it. So the guy brought one out. I said, I always check my guns over. I told him, I said, I want to see it first and play with it. He said, no problem. So he took it out. I made sure it worked. It worked fine. It was very, very greasy. This one was not greasy. This one was dirty and gritty when I got it. But that one was soaked with, the whole slide was just dripping with grease, which is okay. And when I got done handling it, I said to him, I said, my hands are filthy. I got to go wash them. He said, yeah, go ahead. So he said to me, it might take a long time to do your background check. And I said, that's okay. I'm not in a hurry. Keep in mind, it's by the time I got done with my paperwork, it was 3:15, okay? And they close at 5. So he said, finish the paperwork, go, walk around the store. So at 4:30, an hour and 15 minutes later, I'm still not buying my gun, signing out with it. So he called me over and he sat me down and he said, hey, listen, it hasn't come through yet. And I said, well, you guys are open till 7, right? And he said, no, we close at 5 tonight. And I said, well, it's 4:30. And he said, well, at 4:45, we stop with all of the background checks. We don't check them after 4:45. He said, but what we need you to do is pay for this gun right now and come back next week and pick it up. $810. And I said, I don't want to pay $810 for a gun unless I'm leaving with it. And he said, no, this is our policy. And I said, well, nobody told me that, okay? So all of a sudden he's telling me, and I said, this is what I said. You got 15 minutes left to see if the background check comes through, right? It's 4:30 and you don't stop checking background checks till 4:45 and you close at 5 and they want to be out the door at 5:10, he's telling me. So I said, I'll wait till 4:45, and if the background check hasn't come through at that point, we'll deal with it. So sure enough, the background check didn't come through. So they called me over and he said, we need you to pay for this gun. He said, we pulled it out of inventory for you and we need $810 or whatever it was, pretty much that. They charged $5 for a background check. And I said, I'm not going to pay for this gun unless I can take it home. The background check hasn't been approved yet. Every time I've bought a gun, I've sat and I've waited. And when the background check comes back, I pay for the gun and I take it home. Well, they're telling me that's not how their policy works. And I said, well, my policy is I'm not paying $800 for a gun that I can't take home. So they told me at this point that I wasn't going to get my driver's license back and my permit to carry back unless I paid the $800 for the gun. So that's where the problem started. I told him, you need to go get your manager. So the manager came out and he's like, well, that's our policy. And I said, you do not have the policy posted anywhere. I said to him, if someone would have said to me, if this background check doesn't come back before we close, you're going to have to pay for this gun and come back and get it next week. Because I would have said, then I don't want the gun. So, and I don't know, maybe I'm being an a-hole, but I don't want to walk out of a gun store paying $810 for a gun that I can't take home. Especially since I have my permit to carry and I should walk out with the gun the same day. So then they brought a third guy out. And, and at this point it's getting heated. I'm not paying for this gun. And they're not going to give me my license back, they're telling me, or my permit to carry. I'm not leaving there with my license or my permit to carry without paying this money for this gun. And I told them, we need to get the sheriff's office involved then. So the third guy that came out, I guess the old guy, the manager, the owner, he said, give him his license back, give him his permit back. We'll call you on Monday and you can come in and pick up the gun. So that's how it was left. But they held me there about 10 minutes arguing with me, telling me that I wasn't going to get my driver's license back unless I paid for this gun, because they pulled it out of inventory and they wrote my name on it and it's going to sit there with my name on it, so I've got to pay for it. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't even know if I want to go back on Monday and buy this gun from these people. Let me know what you think in the comments. How would you react to that? I mean, all of these guys are walking around, big bullies. They've got a Glock on their hip. I leave my carry firearm in my car when I go into a gun store out of respect. So, let me know what you think. And that's the end of my video tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm out.